What better way to describe Oklahoma City than a city on the march? People on the move. People with a pleasant purpose in life, helping the community and the state march forward. Did we say people on the move? Well, here's a new family just moving in. Now, sure, it may feel a little strange moving into a new town, but no one's a stranger long in Oklahoma City.
Hi there. Well, hi.
Oh,
Glad to have you folks in the neighborhood.
it's nice to be here.
This your first time in Oklahoma City?
Yes, it is.
My company transferred me here from up north.
Hope the schools are okay. Tommy, that is nice.
Oh, that's all right. I think everyone wonders about their new home, don't they? Say, when you get all moved in and settled, why don't we get in my car and I'll take you around and show you the city, Well,
Think
thank
that
you.
would be delightful.
See, in Oklahoma City, no one's a stranger long. People are just downright friendly because Oklahoma Cityans like other people. What do you say we hop in that car and tour the city right along with the new neighbors?
We're mighty proud of our neighborhood, folks. You'll find that Oklahoma City is really a city of homes. Oh, of course, we have apartment buildings and the like, but most people here own their own homes, and they take fine care of them, regardless of whether they live in the smaller ones or in the larger ones. I think you'll like the way our city is laid out. About every section of town has its own shopping center, and that makes for easy, convenient living. My wife says that no housewife in Oklahoma City is farther than 7 miles from a modern shopping center, whether you go north, south, east, or west. We're not many more minutes than that away from downtown. I had to take some out-of-town trips before I realized just how easy it is to get around in Oklahoma City. See those tall buildings? Well, there's a favorite slogan describing Oklahoma City that says, "From teepees to towers in a few short years." This was still bald prairie when other parts of the country had conveniences like steamboats, locomotives, and electric lights. This plaque in our civic center commemorates the pioneers racing into the wilderness back in '89. That's right, youngsters. They raced for their new land and staked their claims. I don't suppose that they or anyone else dreamed that wooden stakes would grow into tall skyscrapers, or that their race for this land would set the pace for a continuous, rapid growth. But now we have a different kind of run each year, a run of over 800 leading conventions that makes Oklahoma City among the top 5 convention cities in the nation. Our air-conditioned Municipal Auditorium is usually the headquarters. But let's drive on. You know, a big truck like this has more meaning here than most places, I think. It symbolizes that we're a major center of distribution. People in all the 48 states and in every part of the free world depend on things shipped from Oklahoma every day. We've also built up a big, important air center. Even the worldwide Civil Aeronautics Administration training headquarters is located here. We get about 350 days a year of good flying weather. Of course, that means the weather is good for every other activity, too. That's another one of the reasons more people are coming into Oklahoma City all the time. They like sunshine, blue skies, and a young, progressive city. We have good railroad service, too. The old-timers look on our railroads as real pioneers. The story goes that they used to have to toot the buffalo off the tracks because the railroad was built before there was anything much except military forts and trading posts. Nowadays, this fine transportation service helps make us a great distribution center. You probably heard about the oil wells on the Capitol grounds. When the Capitol was built, no one knew it was placed over a rich oil deposit. In fact, nature has endowed our city with a firm foundation of prosperity by putting an oil field right under and around us. We're still drilling for it, and it doesn't look like we've scratched the surface. But some folks think our prosperity is all based on oil. It isn't. Our sunshine and rich soil put us right in the middle of the granddaddy of all giant wheat fields, the one that stretches from Canada to Mexico. A lot of it comes right through town for processing and distribution. And a wheat harvest around here is certainly something to see. There's another kind of harvest growing every year in Oklahoma City, our industrial harvest. We're really on the march in manufacturing. Oklahoma City manufacturers turn out more products than you can shake a stick at. Notice the one-story type building with plenty of light and ventilation. We've got a lot of room, not just for these, but for more industries in years to come. And do you notice how clean the buildings are? Well, that's partly because there's plenty of natural gas that flows through pipes like these. Plenty of it for all who want to use it. We're in the middle of one of the world's great fields of natural gas. And on the subject of fuel, we have plenty of economical electricity, too. The electric company has built modern power plants to take care of us now and also to handle our future industrial expansion. But the finest thing of all about our industry is our people. Oklahoma Cityans take pride in their work, in their companies, and in their skill. About the only way I know to put it is, well, they work hard because they sincerely want to work. The workers not only cooperate with the management, but they actually feel they are part of the company. And this pride and interest shows up in quality and quantity of industrial production. Yes, we're really on the march in industry. And a lot of our march has been up, made by fellows like these. I guess telephone men have climbed enough poles in Oklahoma City to get halfway to the moon. You know, we not only have to talk to each other for business and safety. We Oklahoma Cityans just like to talk to each other. We're proud that we have as fine a telephone system as there is anywhere in the country. But wait till you see where we are now. This is a full-fledged farm within the city limits. It's the Oklahoma A&M College Demonstration Farm, only 10 minutes from the middle of the city in the background. The college itself is up at Stillwater, but this farm serves as a constant reminder that everything we have and everything we are springs from the soil. And it does more than that. Experiments on this farm within a city have helped farmers all over the nation produce food for America more efficiently. Just a few miles away is where we send the livestock from this and most other farms and ranches in this part of the country. the Oklahoma City Stockyards. It ranks 7th in the entire nation. You really have to see it from the air to tell how big it is. And it has to be big to take care of the thousands of head of cattle, hogs, and sheep that pass through the packing plants on a busy day. Again, it's not just the size of the plants and the number of animals. It's the people who work here that make it great. They're always helping 4-H and FFA youths to get started in the livestock business. Now, this young fellow is counting earned dollars as he counts the sheep he's raised. Every year, we hold a big youth livestock sale and auction. Yes, sir, folks here take a tremendous interest in youngsters, and boys and girls take an interest in good, wholesome activities. Well, we've talked enough business. Let's get on to the fun side of Oklahoma City, because all the animals aren't in the stockyards. Here's the zoo. Few cities, even twice as big as we are, have a zoo like ours. Of course, I can't say it's all for the youngsters, because grown-ups visit the zoo as often as anybody. But seriously, you show me a city that takes a lot of care about activities for youngsters, and I'll show you a good place to live and have fun. A lot of our youth activity revolves around the youth organizations like the YWCA and the YMCA. Again, the idea isn't just to have big, good-looking buildings downtown. The activities are carried right into the neighborhoods with things like the Y Junior Baseball program. Every year, thousands of youngsters play under expert supervision. The dream of this young fellow is to pitch in the big league someday. And on the way, he wants to pitch for our hometown team, the Oklahoma City Indians in the Texas League. There's always plenty to do in this city on the march, regardless of what season of the year it is. Our colleges and universities chalk up fine records in all sports. The University of Oklahoma is only 30 minutes away, and its football team is an example of the caliber of athletes we grow around here, and the caliber of sporting events we enjoy watching. And we not only watch, we like to play the games ourselves. There are fine golf courses in every section of the city, and supervised swimming pools that mean fun for the whole family. You like to fish? Well, you can on a moment's notice. There are 2 lakes for fishing within 30 minutes of downtown. Then on weekends, you have out-of-town lakes, a short drive away with every facility for water sports. Talk about progressive spirit and being on the march. Lots of folks from out of town think of Oklahoma as an expanse of dry prairies, but we have over 1,000 lakes, and most of them are man-made. We've built more lakes in the past 20 years than any other state in the nation. There's an abundance of water fun. But there's more to the fiber of Oklahoma City than business and fun. We give our people the best medical care there is. In addition to modern hospitals, we have one of the finest medical centers in the nation, the Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation. They're working on cures for cancer, heart trouble, and arthritis. And this research foundation was built through the contributions of private citizens. Along with the foundation, we have the University Hospital, the Veterans Hospital, and the Oklahoma University School of Medicine, all grouped with other medical units in a rapidly growing center that's aiding all humanity. We're proud of the work Oklahoma Cityans are doing to safeguard sound bodies and to build sound minds, too. Of course, every place has schools, but I've never seen a city where the school system is growing as fast as ours. The children are benefiting not only from the buildings and their fine teachers, but from one of the most active parent-teacher programs in the country. We not only send our children to schools, we know our schools and help the teachers any way we can. Now, here's a school we're very proud of. It's Oklahoma City University, only a few minutes from the center of town. It, too, was built with the same spirit and enthusiasm the pioneers brought with them. And we built on something else the pioneers had, a deep, abiding faith in God. We respect each other's beliefs. We're bound together with a common faith in the Lord who has given us this good land. And we try to live the idea of brotherly love in our hearts. We've kept a fighting faith in our hearts, too. The famous 45th Division has won honors from Sicily to Seoul. It's always ready with its own air arm. And Oklahoma City is also the state headquarters of the Air National Guard. Speaking of military, maybe you've heard of Tinker Field. It looks tremendous from the air, but you don't get an idea of its size until you try to cover it on the ground. Tinker Field is the world's largest air materiel and repair depot and is worldwide Air Force headquarters of certain branches of supply. Over 20,000 civilians work here, adding up to a $100 million payroll. Here's another place where the will to work of Oklahoma Cityans shows up for the benefit of all. Remember a few minutes ago when I mentioned that we like to talk to each other? Well, we like to work together, too. And we like to get together. Once a year, we have the grandest get-together of all at the Oklahoma State Fair. We've always had one of the biggest fairs in the country, and now we have the newest and most modern fairgrounds in which to have it. There's always something going on in Oklahoma City, something new and constructive, adding to the pleasure of folks who live here and to the growing importance of Oklahoma City in the nation's economy. We're right on the main street of America, and we're taking full advantage of it by encouraging people to use the many main highways that cross here. We have a turnpike and urban expressway system that's been planned to handle traffic for years ahead. We built the first turnpike west of the Allegheny Mountains, and it stretches from Oklahoma City to the northeast. It just goes to prove that the pioneer spirit is on the march at a more rapid pace than ever before. But we haven't forgotten our heritage. In fact, right on that hill on your right, we're building the National Cowboy Hall of Fame. Incidentally, Oklahoma City was selected as the site of the Cowboy Hall of Fame in competition with cities from many other states in the West. It's a shrine commemorating the working cowboy who really opened the West. Yes, this is quite a city you moved to. The way I look at it, a man can do as much in Oklahoma City as he's big enough to. He has his choice of agriculture, oil, and many other types of business. He has a good place to work, to enjoy life, to make a home for his family. Those pioneers just thought they were in on the start. You folks moving in now are in on the real beginning, because Oklahoma City has just started on the most important part of its march. The best is yet to come.